Well, hey there, creepy critters, and everyone new to our channel. We are trash people from the dump. I am Theo Monstar.
And I'm Aunt Core. And while we're saying our names, go follow us on TikTok.
Yeah, we do TikTok now. That's like why we don't do as much here anymore. Cause like
we will still do
things here, but it's like I've got 5 people here who like things and like 20, 30 people over there who like things. So
we have a lot more viewers over on TikTok. Also, speaking of which, here in a bit after we're done filming this, we're probably gonna go do another practice set of Theo's original music.
Yeah, so follow us on TikTok to see our live stream.
Yeah, it's kind of sporadic, but we will do lives whenever we can. So go check us out there too.
Also, you may notice that Frankie's taking a break today. If you just can't live without him, here he is. There's Frankie for you.
Frankie's on vacation.
Hi everybody. This is a bunch of bullshit. But anyways, Frankie's on vacation day. He's taking a rest.
I mean, he asked for a raise, so I gave him a vacation.
Now it's mostly I just don't feel like sitting on the floor today. But today's some movie reviews. We got, I'm sure, like an hour's worth of movies to talk about. So
yeah, we have a lot. It's been a while.
So buckle in. Get
and these notes are a hot mess because I thought, oh, these will be great. They're nice and small and they're cute. They have a brain on the front. But turns out the papers fall out really easy.
Is it like,
so
is it almost like, it's almost like Post-it notes, but they're not sticky?
Yeah. Oh well.
But so this is not gonna be in the order we've seen them probably, but yeah, you'll get it. Some of these movies are old, some are new. What's first? Gremlins, we've seen that.
No.
Elmer Fudd, Austin Powers. I think that's probably notes for Space Jam 2. Elmer Fudd is Austin Powers. Like Austin Powers is good. We already did Space Jam 2 though.
It's probably, well, yeah, there's like old.
Well, as soon as you find something new, here, let me help.
Yeah.
And as soon as I find something we haven't done yet, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to talk about American Horror Story first.
Oh, we haven't talked about Suicide Squad
We'll get
yet.
to it.
But yes,
Okay, American Horror Stories, and American Horror Story 1984. We had originally put off American Horror Story 84. Like, we started watching it and I couldn't get into it as much.
Well, we watched it too and realized Hulu is a nightmare for their app.
We're going to be very specific here. Hulu for the app on the TiVo.
Yeah.
Because we have a TiVo that's like 5 years old now and it needs to be replaced because the TiVo works okay, but the apps do not.
They're
Hulu
not very updated.
Hulu will be in like what have we been watching most recently?
Like last night I was watching like
The Challenge.
Which Challenge on
is
MTV.
something some like aging nasty relic from the
so
early
bad.
2000s.
I was obsessed with The Real World back in the day when I was in high school. So like
ground-making television.
And then so they started doing the challenges, which was just The Real World and Road Rules.
Mm-hmm.
So that was always interesting. But now it's like a whole.
Now it's
like
a
a
whole
mess. I
thing.
don't know.
Mess, stupid. But anyways,
Anyways,
while we're watching it, an episode will end, and it will just pick some random ass other show that we haven't even seen, that might not even be in our list, that we have no interest in seeing, and it'll just pick a random episode.
It won't even be the first episode.
And just start playing it, and we'll be like,
and
what
then,
the hell is this?
then I hit back, and then it's on a completely another different show.
Yeah, the Hulu app on the TiVo is bad.
And then I click back
TiVo
one more time, and then it actually gets to the show that I was watching. Or something else has been doing lately is just repeating the episode we just watched, which is maybe part of the problem, but I think they were also playing them out of order whenever we were watching
when we first tried to watch American Horror Story 1984,
so we were very confused.
Our Hulu app played the episodes out of order, and so we just gave up, frustrated. Like, never mind. Well, we finally got back to watching that. We went to Crypticon.
I was going to say, we should say why we
And I don't remember her name right now, but
we'll look
list
it up
anything
and
below.
Put it somewhere.
But she was one of the main panelists at Crypticon, and she had this whole really interesting panel connecting American Horror Story to the story of Dante's Inferno and the however many Rings of Hell, I don't know, 9.
Which, yeah, I think so. Apparently, like, he has said there is, like, an underlying theme.
Yeah, but
nobody's
really knows what it
been
is.
able to, like, fully figure it out. And she was saying, like, it's both, like, it's both forwards and backwards in the series.
You can, like, start it as the Rings of Hell going one way and then also go back the other way.
It was really interesting.
It was really,
I don't know if she probably has, like, an article or something about it. We'll link whatever we can that she has about it. It's really interesting.
But anyways,
we
finally watched American Horror Story 1984. And I loved it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I don't know, maybe I wasn't paying as much attention the first time around. It was out of order, of course.
Yeah.
But I thought this was really cool and kind of, like, I'm kind of surprised they're making more seasons because it kind of felt like a nice wraparound at the beginning in a way.
Yeah.
And then American Horror Stories really kind of wrapping that all back to the beginning.
Yeah.
A lot of people I've heard have mixed feelings about American Horror Stories, and this is the way I'll put it. What's the guy who makes this? What's his name?
Ryan Murphy.
If you know Ryan Murphy and can stand anything he
talk
does,
about 911 next.
then you should have no problem with American Horror Stories. It's the same campy bullshit that he's always made, and you just have to, like, you can't take it too seriously.
No.
You can't. You almost have to look at it as these weird gothic soap operas.
Oh, absolutely.
They're just so over the top and ridiculous. And he also made the show 911.
We'll get into that in a second.
Which is like taking his formula and making it into a cop show. It's ridiculous.
But stories.
American Horror Stories, yeah. American Horror Story
My
84
favorite was
really
the beginning and end wraparound.
Yeah.
Because they're all kind of connected, kind of, not really. But there's a part 2 episode at the beginning, and then the end also kind of wraps back around. And I really love that story. It's queer, it's really fun and cute, and I like how it ended. It was sweet.
I've really enjoyed all the American Horror Story seasons. I realize that it's not everybody's cup of tea, and some people really, really like some seasons, and then really hate some seasons.
I definitely have my favorites over others. Like,
see, I don't know if I do. It's all kind of the same to me. I like all of the seasons.
We should do a whole episode talking about American Horror Story.
Yeah, because this will take all night.
Because I was to say, like,
look forward to that. We'll do one where we talk about American Horror Story. We'll go through the whole series and talk
maybe
about our
after
favorites.
this new season is finished.
Yeah.
Because we haven't started the newest season.
Yeah, we haven't started season 10 yet.
Because I want to wait until all the episodes. I just want to binge it. I don't want to, like, have a gap of time between. But yeah. Anyways, 911, just real quick. It's just 911, right?
Yeah, there's
we avoided it for the longest time because
there's a 911 Lone Star that I want to see next.
Yeah, we'll
because
watch
it's got
that
Rob Lowe in it, and it looks equally ridiculous. I mean, like, in the first episode of 911, there's, like, a baby gets flushed down the toilet and trapped in the walls.
It's so ridiculous.
And then, like, a lady gets almost eaten by her snake. It's just, and then like some parts are, like, so serious and,
it's
like,
so
over the top.
melodramatic, but then, like, just ridiculous and Ryan Murphy the whole way.
It's just very silly.
We didn't watch it because I thought it was just another one of those cop dramas, like, nothing that interesting, nothing we haven't seen before. I did not realize it was Ryan Murphy. And you saw that, like...
Well, yeah, someone had a clip of it on TikTok from the Rob Lowe show.
I didn't realize Rob Lowe is in the
And I was watching
series.
it, and I'm like, well, this is kind of has some progressive ideas, isn't it, for cop?
Yeah, that's
show.
the thing, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it's Ryan Murphy.
But I will say, obviously, it still glorifies cops. But they do address some of the issues and kind of get into it. Not real deep, but that's something they do kind of address.
Sorry.
That's right.
I'm trying to whack your head off.
Okay, let's do Suicide Squad because I found that.
Okay.
Oh my god.
The new Suicide Squad was great.
So good.
I didn't completely hate the first one. It was a mess, and it was just the muddy, dark DC movies that they make. But man, Suicide Squad, the new one, was so much fun, gory, over the top, nonsense silliness. I thought it was great. I thought they did a real good job with it. The characters were so much fun. they actually aren't afraid to kill off characters that you will care about.
A lot of people die in like 2 minutes.
The first scene's pretty intense. I think if you like Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, or the Deadpool movies, you'll probably really like this one. If you're a fan of DC, you'll probably really like this one. I thought it was great.
The biggest note I have, trigger warning wise, I put animal cruelty. I don't remember what it was, but there was something I must have wrote.
Oh yeah, the new Suicide Squad had a thing against birds.
Oh, that's what it was.
Like right from the beginning.
And I wonder, like we were talking with Crystal,
is it some kind of like nod to like how poorly the Birds of Prey? It was just weird.
I loved Birds
I don't know
of
why
Prey.
there was no reason for them to be so unnecessarily cruel to birds.
No,
in this movie.
Was very odd.
It's just all of the scenes with the bird murders was weird. I don't know. I thought that was unnecessary. Otherwise, it was awesome.
But super fun action. I mean, and Harley Quinn, of course, is amazing in it. Yeah. That's all I have for that.
I think this is Malignant.
Just go see it if you haven't seen it already.
I think this is Malignant.
Yeah,
that was a really bonkers movie. This is what I'll say. Everybody's like, I saw another friend of mine put this on their page. Everyone's review about this movie is true. Everyone's. The people who like it, the people who don't like it, it's true. It's a weird, giallo-esque movie.
Right, don't go into it expecting giallo.
The giallo-ness of it to me was the design of the bad character and the way they moved around and ran from people. It really reminded me of some giallo movies and some of the filming. See that. But otherwise, this was just a mess, in my opinion. I really kind of liked Malignant, but the tone was really weird to me. Like the beginning scenes of the movie, it's like a B horror movie camp, like really camp, like oh no, like the
also
over the top
plot. Like I can't spoil it because it's a little bit of a twist, I guess. But it's very similar to a classic horror movie.
But don't even say that. We'll say that at the end.
No, I won't say which one because it could be any of them. But
yeah, it reminded me of another really bad B movie.
You'll figure it out when you watch it. Probably. But
other people have made the comparison too. Yeah, it starts off really campy and silly, like with some really bad cheesy dialogue, and then it's like the beginning scene. I was really pumped after watching the intro. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be ridiculous. And then it gets really serious, melodramatic for a long time, and then it gets silly again at the end. Like what's going on is bonkers and absolutely nuts and kind of cool looking. This movie has a lot of really cool looking scenes. Outside of that, there's not much to chew on, to be honest. After I saw it and it was over, I'm like, well, that was that.
I think it was a Seattle-based movie. Yeah. Why did I write down lesbian vampire killers?
I don't think that was in this movie at all.
Maybe it was notes for like the next movie or something.
I don't know.
My notes are a mess.
Let's see. We haven't watched it all yet, but if you especially having
because it's not all out yet.
Indigenous American representation in movies, Native American, whatever you prefer. There isn't that much representation in media at all. And if it is, it's usually really stereotypical and over the top. That's been changing a lot lately. There was the show Rutherford Falls, which was pretty good. A lot of the
same people worked on that as well.
Same people worked on both. Rutherford Falls is okay. It focuses a little too much on the white character.
Yeah, that's
I know it's trying to point out his privilege and stuff, but you could tell like they didn't believe in it, and they're like, let's make sure he's in it a lot so people.
Yeah, I hope like if they continue it, I hope they take a little bit less.
Reservation Dogs is a lot more of a ballsy, hard-hitting show that's equally tragic as it is hilarious and interesting.
It's so good though.
And this is about a group of young indigenous people trying to basically get out of the shitty situation they feel forced to be in.
And the harsh reality of that and what it comes with that. But it's also really funny and like and they throw in a lot of things that, as a white person, you're gonna be like, oh, I need to like look this up and understand the meaning behind this, because they don't fucking
they don't
feed it to you. They just do
this
things
isn't a show
that
for
are,
you.
Yeah.
This is a show for Indigenous
But I think
Americans,
it's a great teaching
everyone,
like
too.
tool through entertainment. Like, hey, what does this mean? Go look it up, you know.
There's a scene where they show an owl and its eyes are
Yeah,
out.
we looked that up.
I'm not going to tell you the meaning. Go
look
watch
it
the
up.
show
It's
and do some book learning. I don't know. But Reservation Dogs so far is amping up to be an amazing show. Almost like it has a caliber of drama and silliness that like Shameless has.
Oh yeah.
So if you're a fan of shows like Shameless, I think you'd really like
totally.
this. It's that kind of dry, realistic, sad humor.
And go support any Native American focused any entertainment out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the smaller things too. There's lots of artists that are Native American that are doing amazing things, both like through like all kinds of art. So go check them out.
Another show we're working our way through. Again, only so many episodes were released when we watched it.
Yeah.
And that's Only Murders in the Building.
Oh yeah.
With Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez.
I love Selena.
Which is a strange collection of actors. I mean, it's not until you get to Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
But they work so well and play off each other so well. This is a wonderful show. It's not as in-your-face funny as I was kind of hoping it was.
It's not as funny as we were expecting.
It's more of a dramedy with less drama.
Yeah.
It's a very dry comedy.
Humor, yeah.
But so far, it's great. I think it's hilarious.
Really interesting mystery. I'm really interested to see where it's gonna go.
Steve Martin and Martin Short haven't lost any of their talent. They're both just as good as they've always been. Selena Gomez is really good in this too. If you like a dry comedy, kind of like Paul Wes Anderson or Paul.
Oh yeah,
This is Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Makes all those hipstery movies. Kind of dry humor like that.
Coming out
Yeah,
too. I'm excited to see that. It's on Hulu.
Okay, up next in this hodgepodge notes is Jupiter's Legacy. This show got a lot of I heard a lot of bad things about this show, and the first episode I wasn't really in on it because I'm like, I don't like the focus of the show. It seems too much like Invincible, but not as good. But as you go into it, you realize characters that you thought were going to be the main characters aren't.
Yeah.
Because I thought the son was going to be like the main character of the show, and
his daughter's more.
Yeah.
And I love her character.
Again, this is kind of like a adult, realistic superhero show. And it really deals with the morals between the old generation and the new generation, which kind of goes between like modern comics and old comics.
And the morals of just being a quote-unquote superhuman that can fix things, or like where do you draw the line?
Because it's like the Superman character.
Yeah.
They all got their powers like during the Great Depression, and like have that weird moral code of what it means to be like a good person.
Yeah.
So it's like overly outdated, and then by the time they're like to this show, the bad guys.
It goes back and forth in
times. Yeah. When you get to the modern times, the bad guys, quote unquote, their powers are getting so bad that they're getting so dangerous that like you can't just apprehend them. They have to.
Yeah, and they have like the Batman code. You never
you can't kill any. Well, sometimes Batman never kills. It depends on
well, I know, but I mean the old school Batman.
So it's like he doesn't want them to ever kill anybody, but when you're fighting these things that are just so monstrous. And these aren't like bad guys in reality. These are like fictional bad guys. So they're ridiculous.
I don't understand. We haven't even gotten to that point to know where everybody got their power. Because you find out how they get their powers.
That's the thing. Where did all these other superpower people
I don't
come
know.
from? Did they just start happening? Or I'm curious. That's the thing. I don't think they're gonna make more. A lot of people didn't like this. I don't know why. I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't any worse than a lot of the other superhero stuff. So, okay, we're gonna talk now about the Candyman remake. In my opinion, this movie was almost perfect. The ending to me felt a little bit messy and loose. They didn't have a super solid way to end this movie. I think
it's more because they want to keep it open-ended. So
I like the lore of it, but the ending was a little messy. Otherwise, Candyman was a fucking masterpiece.
I don't think this is a spoiler because you realize it very quick on, but I highly recommend watching the first one if you haven't, or just sequel. As a refresher. They do explain things, so like if you haven't seen it or didn't watch it recently,
I just can't imagine I would have liked this as much if I wouldn't have known the story in the first movie.
I highly recommend make it a double feature night, watch with your friends or by yourself or whatever. Watch the first one.
This movie,
just the first one,
very much dives straight headfirst into the themes of gentrification.
Oh yeah, and whitewashing of things.
It's really interesting. I don't want to give away too much. No. I thought the main actor, I can't think his name's not here,
what is his name?
He's from Watchmen. He plays Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, that's a great show. I think we've talked about it.
He's before. He's the bad guy in Aquaman. Yeah. He's in Black Mirror.
Yeah.
He's in a lot of things.
He's great.
And very, very good.
What is he's something coming up too? I just realized, I can't remember what it was. Something else we were excited for. It'll come to me later. But he's great. And I will say, huge trigger warning. While it's great and it's amazing to see all Black people cast and behind the scenes as well.
Police brutality though. Oof. It's a heavy thing in this movie.
Be prepared. If you're a person of color, I can only imagine how triggering this could be.
And it goes there for sure.
It does not pussyfoot.
The new Candyman, I think, is awesome. I think fans of the original will really dig it. If you don't, I get it, but I don't really see anything particularly wrong with this movie.
And the sound was
Soundtrack
amazing.
Was great. I love that cinematography they used of shooting up at the buildings.
And you'll see it at the very, very beginning. The studio logos are reversed like a mirror.
Yeah, because it's very mirror based. I mean, obviously it's Candyman. But so if you get to the movie and you're wondering why all the logos are backwards, it's fine. It's supposed to be that way. We were a little concerned maybe the projection was screwed up when we saw it.
Go check out my TikTok and find out what happens when I say Candyman 5 times in the mirror.
It's terrifying. Okay.
But but definitely trigger warning. But I really loved that. That was pretty good.
Another show that's really, really good that I'm not sure if they're gonna make more or not yet. And if you haven't seen this, go give it some love and support because I cannot praise the show enough. Is Centaurworld.
If you like musicals or love cartoons
like Adventure Time, She-Ra, Steven Universe, Centaurworld is so much fun. Has some of the silliest characters, and then it also has this weird, overly serious underplot to the whole thing. Because, it's basically like you take a super serious character and stick them in a silly fantasy world. Mm-hmm. And it's really good. And the music's great. All the singing is really well done. Yeah. Cannot recommend that.
I can't think of what her name, but the main character's voice is,
she's the Asian lady from Orange is the New Black. The young girl who comes in later. Yeah. Or mid-series? It's so long.
Yeah, I think it's more mid-series when she came in, but yeah. But she has a great voice. All of the cast has a beautiful voice. It's really fun, and I'm just really heartbroken that we're probably not going to
I don't know if they're going to do more or not because it kind of got buried. Up next is the latest offering from Marvel, Shang-Chi.
Yeah. Which I was saying wrong the whole time until I saw it. Because I'm dumb.
Like most white people don't know how to pronounce foreign things. It's not a problem. Yeah. We're just white. We're just American. White American. Anyways, Shang-Chi. liaison from Marvel. If you liked all the other Marvel movies, you will also like this one. This one to me was a upper mid-range Marvel movie. It wasn't way at the top with some of my favorites. Like Thor Ragnarok is way up there.
Yeah, this is like
Black Panther is way up there. This is more of a middle of the road of the better Marvel movies. This obviously has an almost all Asian cast.
Yeah.
It took me a moment to see. I mean, and he's still got a sense of humor enough. It wasn't that hard.
Oh yeah, because he wasn't like
the lead actor is the lead guy from Kim's Convenience.
Yeah, we love him.
So we always think of him from that show. And
then of course
Awkwafina was great in this.
I love.
There's another surprise addition halfway through the movie, but I don't want to say and spoil that. That was kind of a spoil.
Yeah, there's we'll just say there's a fun
cameo
cast
Marvel character that pops up.
Yeah,
and it's fun. He's silly. And that was kind of fun to see.
The creatures. Oh my god, they're so cute.
Their CGI toy marketing was really cute.
Do they make them? Do they make them?
I'm sure they probably will.
Oh my god.
It's not like Disney makes anything cute to sell it. But anyways,
for suckers like me.
I thought the first half of the movie was kind of weak. The second half of the movie for me was a lot better, and I think it's because the first half was just exposition. Like a lot of the first of the Marvel movies are, where they just, here's the story. Let's go to a character, tell you some of the story, go to the next character, have a fight scene, they'll tell you some more of the story, go to the next character, fight them, they'll tell you more of the story.
Yeah, it's very Marvel.
They paint by numbers Marvel movie. They do not change anything. Big epic.
It's still fun if you want a fun popcorn.
If you like Marvel movies,
you like
it's great.
Marvel movies.
I thought it was really fun. I thought all the actors did a tremendous job. My biggest complaint with these Marvel movies, and it's a common complaint, is the editing for the fight scenes is so bad. When you have a fight scene that has like 8,000 cuts, like every 2 seconds, it fucking feels like watching those things. It hurts your eyes. It's obnoxious to watch. You can't tell what's going on. Yeah, it seems like cool things are happening, but are they? Who knows? Because it's fucking constantly cutting. Just think about, if you've seen this movie, think about how much better it would be if you just think about towards the end there's the big fight scenes with everybody, but instead of it jumping between them, you just have this overhead shot that comes in and then focuses on like one person or one group fighting each other, but no breaks. You just have all that going on, and it comes in and it shows them fighting, and then it just kind of and maybe they can fight, and then all of a sudden they're fighting in front of the other team, and without cuts, you just have a solid shot. That would look so cool, but instead you have 8,000 cuts every minute, and it's a mess. And that's how every Marvel movie is so far. So obviously, if that's not something that bothers you, then it's not going to bother you, and you won't have any problems with this movie. Shang-Chi was great. Check it out if you're a Marvel fan.
Yeah.
Next up is Maximum Shame. It was on Amazon. It was our fan request.
Oh, okay, yes.
Musical.
Oh.
Was that like the weird BDSM one that didn't really do anything?
Yeah.
It's okay.
I like the visuals. Like at first, you're like,
oh, this is kind of interesting.
And this is a musical.
Like, oh, this is just. It's I don't know. It's weird. I really don't have too much to say about it, except that I thought it was really strange. Something I'll probably maybe watch again someday, just to get a better look at it, because it was something kind of in the background.
Yeah, I think we were in the middle of having.
But then when I was watching it, it's like, this is weird thing.
Music.
There's not really enough songs to make it a musical, in my opinion. I don't know. It was weird.
It was very strange, though. If you're looking for weird, that might scratch your itch.
Classic Horror Story.
Oh, yeah.
That was okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't something I'd say was super great. Had a kind of
I'd
cult.
say it's similar to something, but I don't want to say that and
It's like these people go out camping somewhere and they're like attacked by these cultists kind of thing.
It's alright.
This is another show. There's gonna be one more season. That's gonna be like more like mini movies, if I remember right. But Disney's The Owl House is a great show.
So good.
Again, if you like cartoons like She-Ra, Steven Universe, Adventure Time,
specifically to in Disney vein,
Gravity Falls.
Gravity Falls. Yeah. It's very similar in design as well.
Alex Hirsch, the creator of Gravity Falls, actually does one of the voices. He does the voice in it.
And every time I'm like, it's fucking Mickey. No, it's not.
No,
Mickey.
It's Alex Hirsch. Owl House is wonderful. It's about
so cute.
it's the story's not super new.
No.
But they do it in such a unique and fun way that it's wonderful.
It's modern.
It's very queer friendly, and for Disney, Disney's not great about that, but they're getting better, I guess. But
for certain audiences.
Yeah. Owl House is great though.
Yeah.
Wonderful kid show.
It's on Disney Plus, or probably if you have the Disney Channel, I'm sure it's on there as well.
It's the age-old story of a teenager getting sucked into a fantasy universe kind of thing. But
and becoming a witch.
It's a really good one. I really
yeah, it's really cute. Especially if like your kids or you like witchy things and things like that, magical.
We don't have too much to say about this just because we're not fans of the show. We just watched this with a friend. Was the Paw Patrol movie.
Oh yeah, but
cute,
it was
animation's good.
Not terrible to sit through.
If you got kids who are big into it, I'm sure you'll had a good time watching it.
Yeah,
Just a cute, silly movie for kids.
It was sweet. Mm-hmm. It had a really good message. And even though, like, I kind of have a problem because, like, one of the puppies is a cop. But, like, they don't glorify cops in that way. It's more of just helping people, and that's okay.
It's kind of how 911 is, too.
Yeah.
It's more about the first responders.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed that one. The What If Marvel show is really good.
Oh, yeah.
I think there might be still more as it goes on.
Have we watched all of it so far? I think we've watched everything that's available.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're releasing more episodes. The last one we saw is Doctor Strange one. I don't know if that's the last one or not.
Thought I had a trigger warning. Oh, just misogyny. I think in the first episode. Oh yeah, the first one.
Oh yeah, because the first one's about if Peggy Carter, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's Peggy Carter or
it's
Sharon
Carter.
It's one of Carter's. Yeah. The one that like
the one that
old timey Captain America's girlfriend. Well, the what if with her in it is what if she's Captain America instead.
But and Captain England or something.
Yeah, and has to really deal with like the misogyny of the time. They're like, you're just a woman.
Yeah.
So there's some of that. But it's a really cool cartoon show if you want to see some of your favorite characters in different positions. The one with T'Challa from Black Panther as Star-Lord was really interesting.
That was really good.
Really interesting. I don't want to give it away, but I really like that one. It was a nice thing. Okay. Next is the brand new cherry flavor, which is
so weird.
One of the most bizarre shows I've ever seen.
It's kind of like a Cronenberg-ish show.
Yeah. It's just I can hardly explain this.
You can't talk about all like the big scenes because it's kind of spoilery.
Well, I'll get into one of the most main things that happens throughout the show because I think it happens early on, and that is the girl throws up kittens.
Kitties.
So this is like a paranormal-y show where there's this strange crone type character, like witch, crone, hermit type thing that has magic powers.
That doesn't even really.
I can't even get into this without just giving anything away. Brand new cherry flavor is a weird sexual, nightmarish, bizarre bullshit show. It's wonderful. My only complaint is it kind of has a non-ending because it seems like it's keeping it open for more if they want to do more. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. Super bizarre.
Yeah, really bizarre.
A lot of people have been calling this kind of a non-official continuation of Channel Zero.
Mm-hmm. I think some of the
I
same
think it's
people
mostly because the people worked on it.
So, yeah.
But I kind of see that, but not.
See, to me, Channel Zero has a very specific feel, just like all creepypastas do. Creepypastas has a super specific feel to me.
Yeah.
Like, even though they get really weird and wonky, they always kind of have a self-contained story or ideology, while this kind of thing is just so open and weird. Like, this is a much more abstract kind of thing compared to those.
I can't remember how, because I'm blinking right now. Oh, no, okay. There's queer representation in it.
Yeah. You're turning it on. Stop it.
Oh.
I think. Yeah. Okay, that's notes for you. Shameless, did we already talk about that?
I don't think we actually have. I think we kind of mentioned it because of another show we were on.
We finally watched the entirety of Shameless, and that was a good show.
So, okay, we watched the first season way back when it first aired.
And we couldn't get into it that much.
No, like we did okay, but not enough to go back to it for the second season.
I think this is just one of those shows you really have to commit some time to.
And then I was finally I'm okay, when we're cleaning or cooking or doing our makeup, let's just throw it on and get through it that way. And so we did over a span of a couple weeks.
And it's such a good show. The show, and it does help the more you watch it, because some of the serious topics and stuff that happen at the beginning are real heavy. It gets into heavy stuff really fast. But once you start seeing these characters and getting to know them and knowing how they react to things, this show gets funnier and funnier and funnier. Because you just it's yep, that's exactly what you do. You just keep fucking your life up over and over again. And
it's also a good look at how people get in the situations they do because of the way our society is and how money is and everything. It's
a never-ending cycle of abuse in families.
Yeah, and
alcoholism, everything. Good show.
Yeah, really dark, but very true to a lot of what a lot of people go through. Yeah. I think all of it was on Netflix now, except for the last season, which was on Showtime because we had Showtime.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what this is.
The ending.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say the ending is pretty perfect.
Yeah, I thought it was a perfect show altogether. There isn't too much I would have changed, except for maybe keeping the main girl on for the last couple seasons.
Yeah, but I understand. I was amazed she was on as long as she was.
Faith-based. Couldn't finish. That's all it says. Faith-based. Couldn't finish.
Oh, I think it was a stupid Christian movie. It was that one. I think it might have been a recommendation or something from our number one fan. And I think it was supposed to be a comedy about making a Christian movie.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't.
It
was just, faith-based. It was like a movie about people trying to make a bad Christian movie for money. And it tried too hard. It was really forced right away, and I just could not get into it. How it ends.
Yeah, how it ends. I was wanting a little more comedy out of it, but that might have been just because that's what I was looking for.
Which one is that?
It was that one we rented. It was $9.99, I think, to rent right now. It's the end of the world, and you can see your younger self. briefly here or there.
Yeah, I just don't remember much about
it. It was okay. Like,
pretty forgettable.
You've seen this kind of thing before. It had some really interesting ideas in it. It just, like, wasn't utilized as much as it could have been, I feel like. It was still really a fun watch, but I would wait until it's, like, free somewhere to watch.
Oh, okay. I kind of remember that.
It was kind of forgettable.
Til Death kind of had the same kind of vibe as, like, the Invisible Man, because he was like a psycho.
He was a toxic, masculine piece of
and
shit.
Set her up in this terrible situation to basically be, like, murdered.
The plot's really fucked up, but then it gets kind of silly.
Yeah.
And there's points where, like, why... I won't spoil it, but, like, when you watch it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, it's like... Why does she drag that motherfucker around so much? I'm not gonna say why, but why does she drag him around so much? I would have fucking got to business and taken care of that right away instead of drag a fucking body all around the house. She made lots of decisions that didn't make any sense. I mean, granted, you may not be in the most rational mind when something like that happens, but still, like, she made some decisions that didn't make any sense.
Space Jam 2 we saw.
I think we've already talked about that. Yeah, I think we're getting to
caught up, except for
is there anything else we saw in theater that they didn't talk about? Let me look. We talked about Shang-Chi. Go ahead.
No, I'm just thinking. What have we all seen?
Class of '99 we could talk about for a second.
Yeah, we got to see the movie The Class of 1999 at the Hollywood Theater. They played it. It is the somewhat sequel to the movie Class of 1984. Two very different movies.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not important, but if you're a completionist, then go watch Class of 1984 first.
Class of 1984
but
is
it really
strange,
isn't necessary.
Overly toxic messaging, and it's like, I don't know.
Anti-drug.
It's weird. And then you can see a guy kill a bunch of kids. But Class of 1999 is fucking ridiculous.
Completely different movie.
It's set in the future. You have this main actor's totally trying to be his best Corey Feldman that he can be.
It's fucking hysterical. Like, I don't know how long it's been since I've laughed at that consistently.
It is really over the top. It's very silly. It's set in the future, 1999.
It looked just like high school.
Yeah, where, like, high schools have gotten so dangerous. Like, the areas that they're in, the big city, is like this de-police zone, so it's just like a big war zone for gangs.
Except for the school.
And then, but they still go to school, I guess. I don't know. Okay.
If you're in a gang, why are you still going to school?
But then, so the government gets this great idea.
Like in this world, like,
to use cyborg teachers to lay down the law.
The special effects are amazing for that low of a budget.
For a low budget movie, the special effects are fucking
in that year, it was made 1990, I think.
Yeah.
But
Stacy Keach is in this. And he's
oh my
awesome.
God.
Banana eating Stacy Keach.
He has some of the best lines too. Oh, and
Pam Grier
yes,
is in
thank
this.
you. Oh my God.
Queen.
And somebody was saying at the movie that she was fighting like stage 4 cancer or something
at
the
time.
time.
And like
while
also,
she was filming.
Also took her kids to soup kitchens in between shoots. Pam Grier is just an angel.
I love her. But yes.
Class of 1984 has a very, very young Michael J. Fox in it. If you want to see that.
I just wanted to say really quick, because if you're local, Burley Nomicon, which I think is like maybe a monthly thing they do now.
At the Coffin Club.
But it was so fun. We should link all of the burlesque performers because they were
wonderful
all
burlesque performers.
Amazing.
Well, one thing I do really like about Portland.
I don't know how other cities are, but our burlesque is amazing.
The burlesque scene is very body inclusive.
Body inclusive, all gender inclusive.
There is even a person with, I think probably struggles with chronic illness, so disabled people.
Yeah, chronic pain.
So awesome, I love that.
Oh, that performance, I had tears.
Yeah, I
it was
cried
amazing.
during it. I'm like, this brush, I probably should be crying, but I am because it was so hard to watch.
But
Not because it wasn't sexy, it was just sad because chronic pain is a real bitch.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
We talked a little bit about Crypticon. I'm excited. I hope next year is a little bit more normal.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about The Hunger or Serial Mom? Serial Mom, if you haven't seen Serial Mom, please.
Yeah, Serial Mom's great.
Hilarious.
It's really funny. I mean, it's really crude, so if you don't like crude things, it's not going to be...
But if you like filth, like
John
Waters, then yeah.
Serial Mom is one of my favorite movies. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I think Don't Breathe 2 and Free Guy. Did we talk about those? I guess we haven't talked about those.
Oh, we did.
Well, in case we didn't,
we'll
throw this.
Don't Breathe 2.
I don't think we have.
It was alright. It's weird that they made the bad guy from the first movie into a good guy in this movie. That's what I will say. Like, they redeem him.
Kind of. I mean, not fully, because, I can't spoil. But, yeah. It's weird. It's kind of unnecessary, but it has a few cool scenes.
I didn't hate it otherwise.
If you really like the first one, you'll probably enjoy this one.
I thought it was as enjoyable as the first one, but I mean, again, it's weird to me that they decided to make him into like a
or even do
anti-hero in
a
this
sequel
one.
for that. Like, that's not really a franchisable movie in my opinion, but what do I know?
It was okay.
It was alright. But Free Guy, on the other hand,
It was hilarious.
Hilarious. I love Ryan Reynolds so much.
Yeah. Silly, if you like, and I like the idea of like getting stuck in a video game or like a character in a video game becoming self-aware. Like, that always fascinates me. When I was a kid, I really liked the show Reboot, which was all about like the things in your computer is like a living city. Like in reality, it's always people living in a city.
Highly recommend if you're like younger and like haven't ever heard of that.
Some people might really not like Reboot because it was CGI way
well, I mean,
before
obviously you
CGI
need
was
to
a
know
thing.
like the time it was made, but it's
The
so
computer
fun.
animated show before there were very many textures in computer animation, so everything looks a little plastically. It kind of looks like plastic toys running around, but it was a good show. I really like that. Free Guy kind of has a similar concept. Where, Ryan Reynolds is a character in this video game who becomes self-aware.
And it's really funny. It's just a fun popcorn movie.
Mm-hmm.
The main actress is awesome too.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen her in much yet, but I wouldn't mind seeing her more. She was really
Taika Waititi's in it, and his character's a little over the top for me. I mean, I get it. It was funny. But I mean, I really like Taika Waititi's stuff. Taika Waititi also did he co-created Reservation Dogs as well.
Oh yeah,
And,
we just talked about that.
What We Do in the Shadows is his. Thor Ragnarok was his.
It's great.
Hunt for the Wildebeest, which is one of my favorite movies, was his.
That's a good one. If you haven't seen it, and like
I really love the stuff that he makes. His role in this movie was a little much for me. It was a little too trying to make fun of like that kind of person.
I thought it was fine. I mean, for the type of movie,
It's just like a personal taste in comedy.
It's very over the top and cheesy.
That's more what it is than like we hardly complain about like. We're not gonna get into like the filming and all that too much, unless it's like really noticeably bad.
Yeah.
I mostly get into like things that are my personal taste, and this is a very personal taste issue. That kind of cringy humor, for me, only works sometimes, and it didn't work for me in this movie personally. and I thought that character could have been toned down a little bit, and it would have been just as successful.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I mean, because everyone was trying to out cartoon each other in this movie, so I get it. But Free Guy was a lot of fun. If you like fun, dumb, silly movies, check it out.
Yeah, definitely. And I think.
Yeah, that's it. So if we forgot anything, we'll probably try to remember putting the next one.
Yeah.
I'll try to be a little better about keeping.
Yeah, we'll try and get more regular. This month is going to be a little nuts because we have 2 72-hour competitions.
We will probably be back more in the fall, later fall, with more stuff.
We'll have some fun stuff, hopefully, from our trip.
Yeah, we're gonna go see my family.
We're gonna go to
Florida.
Halloween Horror Nights this year, and we're also going to Disney World, so we'll show a little bit of that. So probably mostly on TikTok.
So that'll be fun. Hopefully not too nerve-wracking.
I mean, hopefully, yeah, depending.
Definitely
on
have our
things
masks
go.
and we're vaccinated, so hopefully
we're
everything will be safe.
fully vaxxed, and please do that if you haven't already.
Yeah.
For yourself and for everyone around you.
Yeah, and if you think this is bullshit, I'm telling you that it's not. I know people who have personally lost people. I
know people that are still suffering from long haul COVID.
A friend of mine who does artwork, a couple friends of mine do artwork down in California. The art gallery owner, he really got close to biting it, and that would have been devastating. So before you end up losing someone you care about,
please just do it. I'm scared of needles and all of that, and I didn't even feel it. It was really quick and easy. Just go do it, please, for everyone.
But that's that. But so yeah, hopefully we can have our trip and have fun, not be too nervous with that. But we'll be taking all the safety precautions.
Yeah, we get to see family, which is neat.
Yeah, I haven't seen some of my
really
family for a long
to see
time.
them.
So,
But yeah, so we'll be here back sometime.
Yeah.
Oh, and I do have a Halloween themed horror movie cocktail planned soon. So.
And not just Halloween themed, but
the movie Halloween.
So make sure you like, subscribe, all that jazz.
Go follow us on TikTok.
Go follow us on TikTok. I'm at Theo Monstar. That's TheoMon. I guess it's just right here.
Yeah. And I'm at Aunt Gore.
There it is. Right
I always say Aunt Gore because that's how I say it because I'm from the Midwest. But
Aunt, yeah.
But then people are like A-N-T. No, A-U-N-T. Like Auntie. I have lots of people that call me Auntie Gore, which is fine too. Oh, also we haven't put much there, but if you want to follow us and keep up with everything, go to our Trash People is it Trash People from the Dump?
On our TikTok?
Yeah, we'll have it here.
I don't hardly. That's mostly
It's
for backup.
It's our backup, so if we ever get banned, which is possible because I'm mouthy sometimes.
The biggest thing, we do have a new link tree for Trash People for the Dump, which
also,
will get you to all the main Trash People.
But yeah, links everywhere. Just follow the links.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye. Happy Halloween.
Yep.